Hello everyone, how are you? In my previous videos, we have discussed about how to install PostgreSQL and how to create a basic web application. So now in this video, we are going to combine both of them. First is how to build a basic fast API web application, and the second is how to store the data in that PostgreSQL. Means if we have given any data in the fast API application, it will store the data in the PostgreSQL database. So for this, we need to install some of the modules, which are first is the fast API for building fast API application. Second is while installing fast API, Pydantic will be installed as well, so no problem. And we need to install HTTP module. And the third thing is SQL Alchemy. So this is used to work on the data that we have stored in the PostgreSQL database. So coming to the code, the first thing that we have to know is how to put the PostgreSQL database into the fast API application. So this is the method, or this is the type of URL that we need to use to put the fast API application and to link the PostgreSQL database to it. First is postgre colon slash slash. Postgre is my username, so we need to put the username colon password at the rate localhost and the port that the PostgreSQL is running on slash the name of the database. So in this way, we will connect the PostgreSQL to the fast API application. So repeating again, this is by default, and this Postgres is the that Postgres is the username of my PostgreSQL colon this is my password of PostgreSQL at the rate localhost colon the port that we are running slash the name of the database. So in this way, we will connect fast API application and PostgreSQL database. So to create the database engine and the session, we will use this. That means we are calling the database URL here so that the engine will be created and it will start so that the data can be stored there. The session local is created and the fast API application is built here, app equal to fast API. So SQL Alchemy base model is declared here. Moving forward, we have named the URL in the form of to do. So previously we have called it items, or previously we have called it something else. You can change it here to do to something else. Now I am creating a to-do list, so I have written to do here, and the table name is to do. So in the PostgreSQL, the table will be created with the name of to do. So the to do list will take two responses. First is in the ID, which is the form of integer, and the second is task, which is in the form of string. That means consider ID number 1 and the task is wake up at 6 a.m. So in this way, it is going to take the input for the to-do list. Now it comes to creating or performing CRUD applications. For that, we need to create the endpoints. So the endpoint to create a to-do list is at the rate app.post slash to-dos. So as I already stated, I have taken the table name as to-do. So the URL will be in the form of 127.0.0.10.8000 slash to-do slash. So if we have given it, we can get or create or update, read, delete the data in the database of PostgreSQL. So app.post creates a to-dos. So and the second is app.get, that is to read all the entries or to read each of the id of each of the individuals. And the third is to update. So here update will have two things. First is put method and patch method. So the difference between put and patch method is, while we are using put method, we'll update only the id. Consider there are 1, 2, 3, and consider if I am updating ID number 3, so ID number 3 will be updated. And in case if I have given ID number 4, which is not there in my table, will it be updated? No. To overcome this, we are using the patch method. So in the patch method, the ID number 3 will also be updated, and consider I'm trying to update ID number 4, which is not there in the list. So using the patch method, ID number 4 will be created and then it is shown in the table. So put method has some limitations and restrictions, while as patch will create the ID on its own without any restrictions or limitations. So this is the difference between put and patch. And the last in CRUD is delete method. So as you already know, if we have deleted something, we can't retrieve it back. It can be the whole table, or it can be the whole data in the database, or just a single ID. We can't retrieve it back. So this is the delete method. So everything is good till here, and we are importing Ubicon. And if we have called using a certain method from Ubicon, as you have already known in the previous videos, the fast API application will be running and it will be connected to the PostgreSQL database. So to connect to the PostgreSQL database, we have a tool named pgadmin. So opening the tool, it will show the data that we have stored in the database. So as I've already stated previously in the database URL part, here I said this is the name of the database. So I have created the database earlier using pgadmin4, so I have easily called the database directly here. If I have used anything here, or if I have run any application here, the data will be stored in the database named first. So let's check if pgadmin4 is working. Yes, it is taking some time to start. Before that, we'll do the same drill, that is get execution policy to run the application and to create a virtual environment. So first we'll check the execution policy, and it is restricted. So we'll set execution policy to remote signed. So for this, you know what we have to do: set execution policy dash scope process execution policy dash, we need to set it to remote signed. So we are setting it. It is saying there is some error. So let us check what is that error. So let us remove the dash here and try to run it. Yes, let's check the execution policy one more time if it have changed or not. So the next step that we have to do, is Python dash mvenv, which helps to create a virtual environment folder. As you can see here, the virtual environment folder is getting created. So it will take some time to work, as it have a lot of things that need to be downloaded, the scripts which we will use in the later part now to create a virtual environment easily. So let us wait till it gets installed. Meanwhile, let us check if pgadmin4 is working or not. Yes, pgadmin4 is opened, and uh, I am using PostgreSQL 15, which I have shown how to install it previously. So the user admin database is the thing that I've created for the another task, but the database that I've created for this one is the database named first. So this is the database named first. Let us check after running if to-dos is created or not. So here, meanwhile, python-vnv has created, and the last thing that left is vnv scripts slash activate. Virtual environment is successfully created. So as the virtual environment is successfully created, let's start to install the modules that we need. First, let's start with fast API. Install fast API, and it will show what all are the modules that have been installed while we have run the command pip install fast API. So here you can see Pydantic, which we have used here, is installed in the fast API itself directly. Starlet is also installed, which is the backbone of the fast API application. So the next thing is SQL Alchemy. Pip install SQL Alchemy. So the SQL Alchemy is not actually working. So I guess there is some error. So yeah, it will show the error because the spelling is wrong. Pip install SQL Alchemy, and now let's try if it is running or not. Yes, it is running because previously I have typed the spelling wrong. So because of the typo, it has not been installed. So now it will take some time to get installed. Once the SQL Alchemy is installed, the next thing that we need to do is to check if Pydantic is successfully installed or not, and to install HTTP. So first let's install HTTP. HTTP is downloading. Yes, there is some error for the HTTP. And as of now, let's install ubicorn and check if Pydantic is installed or not as well. So these are the packages that are being installed in the ubicorn part. Now, as we need the HTTP module, let's try installing the requests module, which is the dependency of HTTP. Let us check if it is installing or not. It is showing the same error. Now requests module is installing. Previously I've given typo again. Now let's try and install HTTP. The same thing. So leaving it aside, let's try to run ubicorn app. So ubicorn app name, that is the file name. Here the file name is db web app main dash dash reload. It is successfully up and running. Let us give it time to reload if it is clearly working or not. Adding to dos here. Well, there is some error, so this is not actually working. So this is saying the module is missing. So let's come back and install the module that is needed. It is downloading. So once it is downloaded, let's check if the web application is running or not. So let's try this one more time if it is working or not here by giving todos. No, the same error is persisting. So let's check what is missing. Error loading ASCII app attribute main not found in the module. Okay. So I have given the command wrong here. Ubicorn file name app dash dash reload will run the fast API application. So now let's check if it is working or not. Yes, now it is up and working because it is saying detail not found. So previously, while I have using this application, I have given some inputs on these names: task ID, task id task in this way. So now let's check in pg admin if the database is created or not on the given inputs that we have checked here. So before that, let's check any of the IDs. Consider it is 3. It is bath with hot water. That is one of the tasks in my to do. Consider 6. It is drink milk. Consider 1. It is to wake up at 6 a.m. So get back. Let's check all the to dos and now go to the database named first. First is to open PostgreSQL. Next is to open the databases. Next is to go to the database that I have created. That is the name first. And now go to schemas. In the schemas, we can find something called tables because I have given to create a table. So go to columns, ID and task, ID and task. So we can here use the query tool, and using SQL commands, we can check if the data is created or not. Select star from to-dos is the name of the database. So let's check. Yes, here the data is created successfully. ID numbers 1 to 9, where 8 will be missing because previously I have deleted 8, and let us check if 8 is available or not because I have deleted 8 and we can't find it. To do not found because 8 is deleted and we can't retrieve it back, or to update it because it has deleted and we can't get it back. So these are the tasks from 1 to 9 where 8 will be missing. So now using Postman, let us perform CRUD. Let me open Postman. So let's perform simple CRUD operation where and check if the data is stored in the database or not using Postman. So yes, Postman will be up and running. For this, we need this URL to paste it here in the Postman. We need to delete the previous URL which we have worked on. First, let's perform create operation, that is post, and here we need to go to body and let us check what we need to actually create. Let us check from overall to dos, that is ID which is integer and task which is a string. We need to work in the same format. The ID which is integer number 11, consider we have till 9 and consider we have skipped 10, no problem. And the second thing can be task. The task is study well. So let us run this. It will show error because I haven't kept the quotations. So now let's check if it is working or not. It is created in task number 10 only. So this is what I was about to say. Even if we are trying to skip an ID, the post will directly create in the next ID number which is empty. So we have till 9 and it will create at 10 only. So it has created. Now let's check with get. Get will bring all the IDs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 is miss 7, 7, 8 is missing, 9 and 10. Let's only get the one that we have created which resides at 10, which is to study well. And next is the put method, the update, which will have two things. Let's update the ID number 10 only from study well to get good grades. Get good grades. So now let's go to the application and check if ID number 10 has get good grades. Yes. Now let's perform the patch. As I already said, the patch will update if the ID is available. If the ID is missing, it will directly create the ID. So let's create from ID number 11. We know. So patch will also update the ID that is given. I have updated ID number 10 to I am a good boy to get good grades in the exam to I am a good boy. So it has updated. And now let's remove ID number 10 totally. We don't need all this information over here. We can directly give to do's 10 and ID number 10 will be vanished. Let's check in the API application if ID number 10 is available or not. No, to do detail not found. So ID number 10 is completely missing. Let's go to the application back and check all the to-dos that are available. ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 9 are available where 8 is deleted and we can't perform any operations in 8. So let's check if we can post the data in to do 8. ID number 8 and the data is I got first rank. Let's check if the data will be posted or not. No, method is not allowed. So that is what happens if we have deleted one of the IDs and it can't be posted back. So this is how we create an application, and as you can see here the table is created successfully in the PostgreSQL database. We have accessed it using pgadmin 4. So in this format we can integrate a connection or to build a connection between fast API application and PostgreSQL database. So to check how to install PostgreSQL database, click on the link in the description which will guide you to a video which I have posted recently on how to install PostgreSQL. So thank you so much for patiently watching my video. For more tutorials like this, follow my channel and let's connect on LinkedIn. Thank you everyone. Take care. Bye.